Yo guys, Marlon King here, and today we're looking at the Soundpeats Air 3 Pro. What are they? They're Bluetooth earbuds, and the main feature is they've got active noise cancellation. Now for under £100, that's pretty decent in this price point. So let's talk about some of the features of these earbuds. They are IPX4 splash proof, so should be good for fitness training. I've got Bluetooth 5.2. They're using the latest QCC 3046 chipset, which means you've got ultra low latency, which is perfect if you are a gamer on your phone. So you can get as low as 60 milliseconds latency there. It can do 6 hours for the earbuds, and then if you've got active noise cancellation turned on, that drops down to 5 hours, but you get a total of 24 hours using the charging case as well. So you've got active noise cancellation. You've also got transparency mode, where it will take sounds from outside and pass them through via the mic. Personally, not something I'm a fan of, but it's always nice to have that feature there. These earbuds are really lightweight. They're 4.5 grams per earpiece. And one of the interesting things that I found is they've got a 12mm driver in each one. So that means you get a really good bass response. More on that and sound quality in a minute. The only other point I wanted to mention is it takes 2 hours to fully charge the case and the earbuds. Right. So why did I buy these? Well, actually, I was provided these by Soundpeats to do a review of, but this review is all my own words. They haven't told me to say anything, so it's just literally, what did I think of it? And let's move on to that. But let's quickly just have a look at the case first. So a really small case, you pop up there and you can see you've got the earpieces there. But interestingly, these stems are on the inside, which can make it a little bit fiddly to take them out. But other than that, I quite like the size of the case being nice and small, so that's really cool. And another good thing is it's USB-C, so a very nice feature to have. I must admit, ever since using USB-C, I like to get that on all devices now. It's just very practical. So sound quality. When I first turned it on, I was actually really pleasantly surprised. I've been using the Life P2s for quite a while now, and they've been my go-to, but I generally think this is a step up in quality. And the bass response, some of the deepest bass, and just it seemed to handle bass effortlessly. There's no struggle there, so I've been very impressed. The active noise cancellation, again, actually really impressive. It reckons it can do up to 35 decibels of noise reduction. I found that it'll reduce hums and things like that, little hums that are going on fine, perfectly. Some high frequencies are okay. Generally doesn't get rid of voices, but it does reduce the volume of them. And so with that reduction and listening to music, it's actually quite a nice listening experience. The controls on the earpieces are really good. You've got volume up and down, which is nice. You have to hold for 1.5 seconds to change between the modes, active, passive, and then pass through. So that all seems to work fine, and you can still stop and start as per normal. So not all earbuds have the volume controls. So really nice to see that feature. Packaging wise, I must admit, quite minimalistic. Nothing fancy on the case. However, what I do like is there's not much plastic involved. That's always good to see in packaging. So you just get a cardboard case. Your buds would normally sit under there. And then if we take them out, I've just got this little cardboard box here. So in this box, you get 2 extra sets of bud pieces, and then you get your USB-C cable. And yeah, this is about the only plastic I could see in the set. That's your extra earpieces. So you only get, I think, large, medium and small. Some other earbuds do provide more, but at least you are getting some spares, so that's nice to see. Right, now that's the features out of the way, we're going to do the sound test. But before I do, I just want to talk about the fit of these earpieces. So the standard got a little bit of a stem to them, but what's really nice is when you push them in, you just give it a little twist, and it seems to it's got a little groove, and it just fits around your ear really nicely, and a lot better than some other ones that I've tried. Right, so for the listening test, I'm going to be opening up the UK charts on Spotify. Right, I'm listening to it, Afraid to Feel, and since that's kicked in, bass is super deep, really loud, and quite impressive, so you're definitely getting that disco vibe there. Everything else is well pronounced. I mean, it's a standard dance track, so not too much to talk about there. That sounds nice. All right, Harry Styles, As It Was. Kick, again, really nice, punchy and defined. Guitars are coming through, nice separation on each side. You can hear the sibilants and nice high ends to the voice, but not too much. It's like I've got the EQ on neutral for my phone, so it just sounds pleasant. So Green Green Grass, George Ezra. Nice punchy beat, not quite as punchy as some of the other ones. Bass is nice and clear, a little bit more than the last track, but it's not super punchy, the bass in this track. All of the cymbals, the claps, the voice, nice and clear, decent treble as well. Generally for electronic music, this is great to listen to. Okay, so About Damn Time. This track, definitely got the disco beat again, the bit of slap bass going, and honestly, bass on these earbuds, probably the best I've ever heard on Bluetooth earbuds so far. Okay, Sam Fender 17 going under. So the guitars coming out very nice, one on each side. And what I'm noticing is there's no over pronunciation of the treble at all, but it's just nice, clear sound. And again, that bass is really nicely supporting the rest of the instrumentation on this track. The voice is just cutting through the mix now, everything's come in. I can still hear the voice really clearly. Mr. Brightside, The Killers. Bass isn't very punchy on this track at all. It's more subdued. Vocals are coming through clear. I think this is probably the track, but the mix isn't coming through quite as clear as some of the electronical tracks that we heard. Elton John, Dua Lipa. Lovely when that beat kicks in. Reverb's really nice and lush on this. Keys are coming through nice and clear as well. There's a real nice mid-frequency on these earbuds, which is kind of one of the main things that you need if you want it to sound good. Right. I think that's enough for the sound test. I honestly can't describe how good that bass is. Like having that 12mm driver in your ears, you're getting really deep bass pronunciation that a lot of other earbuds can't even pronounce those lower tones. They just disappear. But these are not only producing them, but they're really loud. And I mean, you turn the earbuds up, I mean, you've got a party in your ears there. So that's really cool. Rock wise, I mean, I only listened to one or two tracks. Not necessarily the best sound for like heavy guitars, but not bad either. I'll just say okay for that style. But if you're listening to pop or any kind of dance music, it's absolutely awesome. Right, we're going to now do a mic test, and in order to do this, I'm going to put my phone somewhere else, and I've connected one earpiece just to ensure that we're getting the maximum bandwidth for the microphone. This is a mic test. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear the mic? Can you hear me talking? How does it sound? Does it sound like a normal phone call, which is pretty much what all earbuds, Bluetooth earbuds anyway, sound like? Or does it sound even better, which is always the hope? So what did you think of the sound quality of the microphones? I thought it sounded okay. Maybe actually a dash better than some other Bluetooth earbuds, but only by a tiny amount, not by much. Right, now it's the time you've all been waiting for. It's the MK rating, and this is where I'll go through 5 categories and give them a score. And let's start off with price or value for money. And for this category, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. The reason for that is it comes in at £65 currently on Amazon over here in the UK. And for that price, I think it's pretty decent. You know, it's about £10–15 more than some of the other more common earbuds. Like I said, the Live P2s are currently around £40, so that's £25 more. But for that, you are getting the active noise cancellation, you're getting a lot better sound quality, a lot richer bass, and overall I just think it's worth the money. For sound quality, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 as well. I think it was an excellent listen for electronic music, dance music, pop music, which is going to be what most people are listening to. I think for rock music and anything with guitars in or heavy guitars, it sounded okay. It didn't sound super amazing. I didn't have a problem with it, and I've been listening to quite a lot of rock music myself, so all in all, can't complain there. Right, next category is battery life, and for that I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5. Now that might sound a little bit stingy, but 24 hours is pretty decent, 6 hours is pretty decent, 5 with active noise cancellation. However, the Live P2s still get 40 hours, and I haven't seen many other earbuds getting anywhere near as close to that, so it would need to be at least 30 hours to kind of get that 4 out of 5 in the scores. Size and build quality. For this I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. I think this size is really small. and I think the build quality is really good. Even opening the lid, closing it, the hinges are nice and springy. Unlike some other ones, it feels like it's built well. Nice to see the USB-C in there. My only gripe really is, you know, these stems being on the inside. It took me a little while to get used to taking them out. And the main reason for that is, look, you take them out and then you have to twist them around to put them in your ear. Unless you, for whatever reason, you're taking the left one out with your right hand and then putting it in your left ear, kind of doing it cross arms. That would work, but yeah, you can get used to that pretty easily. The only con I'd say with this is the charging light. It's not very clear as to how much charge you've got left. Some other ones have multiple LEDs that light up, so you can see whether you've got 25, 50, 75, 100%. Looks wise, again, I'm giving this a 4 out of 5. I think these look relatively stylish, nothing bad about them. Quite slender, they just fit in the ear nice, they're not clunky or super big or anything like that. There's no fancy lights on it or anything, so I can't give it too much. And then packaging wise, because that is very minimalistic with no plastic, I think that helps cement that 4 out of 5 there. And then finally, the overall score. And I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. Well, I say I'm going to give it, that's based on all of the other scores. So 4 out of 5, very decent. That's definitely better than the Tozo T6. And it looks like it's also better than the Life P2s, or both earbuds that I've tested so far. Do I recommend this? Definitely. And then just quickly to run through the pros of this before we wrap up the video. So the pros are, it's small, it's good all round for most sound and music, it's good for fitness, Bluetooth 5.2, it's got the active noise cancellation, and it's USB-C. And the cons that I found for it were the battery life could have been a dash better, the charging light could have been better. You basically get a flashing red, a red and then a green, and then just it's slightly fiddly getting them in and out, but a lot of earbuds are like that just due to the small nature of the size of them. So all in all, that's great. And then finally, let's have a look and see what's inside this box. Soundpeats sent me this alongside the earbuds, and I've been itching to find out what is inside. Well, I know what's inside, it's a little toy, but let's see what it looks like. Actually, the presentation of this box is in many ways better than the box for the earbuds. Let's have a look. Okay, the little toy. And it's actually really heavy. Not too sure why, but cute little fella nonetheless. Thank you very much, Soundpeats. Okay, and I think that concludes the video. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe for future videos like this. I do a lot of reviews on tech gear, sling bags, camera gear, all sorts, so well worth subscribing. And if you haven't already, definitely check out my reviews for the Tozo T6 and Life P2s if you're looking for something a dash cheaper than this. Anyway, that's it from me. Have a good day, have a good week, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.